Alright, let's go. It's time. It is time. No zoomer window today. Today's gonna be the text window. Today's gonna be the text. And this new HDMI is also kind of short, man. I need longer one. Can load the chat. Get the camera. Get the camera, mom. This one is still kind of short. Like 5 meters or something, dude. Otherwise, it's gonna repeat. This one is like also a new and stiff, so it's even like hanging higher than previous one. And like in this like net of different fucking cables and everything with all this setup. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. Alright. Like I have the 5 meters. This one, it works pretty good. Huh? It's hard to find a good 5 meters HDMI cable relay like this. HDMI to micro HDMI. Guess can get like connector or something, but that's also like extra extra fiesta going on. And you know, cameras are kind of small and light, having all these like connectors, switches and everything is gonna be big. Okay, 1 second. I do this to check if the microphone is going to be PPG a bit. 1 moment. All right, seems like okay. Now his battery will be enough. Hopefully, should be for today. All right. Should I take another phone too? Because I'm gonna be calling. So it's supposed to be a coffee being delivered. Make a bunch of it, and instead of like delaying the whole thingy, they're gonna deliver like half today, half tomorrow. Bro, I mean, I'm not in a rush. You could just ask me, like, is it fine if we delay all the thing, all the order, you get everything? It will be easier for them too, right? Cheaper for them to not get the dude to drive one more time. He is just through the middle of the room, basically. Hey, Beauty Bones, hello. How you doing? It's basically middle of the room. It's like the where the kitchen ends and the room starts, pretty much. And yeah, it's like right in the passage between like kitchen and the room, pretty much. It's like covered with all the cables. Because well, you need to pass them from the PC here. So yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying, but that's the only way, I guess. All right, let's get some coffee. Let's zoom it in today because we're gonna have the text here and everything. Sure about the text. I got like really interesting article, but that one is from Russian game dev community, so it's in Russian. So kind of not gonna make much difference if I'll have it on the screen, but I guess. Okay, 1 second, bro. This fuck. It's like ISP actually was charging all the time. Those dudes, man. Motherfuckers. All right. See how it is, huh? On my second phone, they were still found a way to start charging me for something there. Pieces of shit. I ain't even using it. Alright, get the coffee. In the zoomer window, yeah. They still managed to find something to start charging. Fucking annoying. Just need this phone to receive like SMS and stuff. That's all I need. Don't want any of your services there. Are they still looking for a way to kind of charge you something at least? And they can't let you just have it. They can't. They just can't. Oh, that water. Water didn't start. Annoying, annoying. Now I need to deal with this shit too. I have to deal with this. Because it gets activated for some reason. I don't know why. Like my phone, my secondary little phone is always on Wi-Fi completely. I mean, why wouldn't it be? I'm not taking it anywhere. It's always home. C'est que c'est. Some dang couples there. Hey, look up it. Wait, that's cheap. 7 apples. Well, I mean, it depends how big they are. But like kilo of apples gonna be like a couple bucks here. Depending. Like some local, like simpler types, like $1 probably. If they're big. Well, I mean, if there's like a couple of kilos in, 1.5, that's not too bad. That's sort of reasonable. Those depends on the season though. Obviously depends on the season. Yeah, 1 second. I need to have to wash this glass. I wash the different one. I don't have milk for the cappuccino. Can wash it real quick. There we go. All right. €1 per apple. That really sounds insane. That is indeed the golden apples, and not the breed of the apples, clearly. 1.70 per kilo. I mean, that's good. That's pretty good. I can expect it might be even cheaper in Spain. And depends on the type of the apples, I guess, too. Night coffee, nice. Good luck. Good luck. Sounds good. Sounds good. Get some of them commies in. To be clear, where it's coming from, you know. After a Forsen's ban, you never know. You never know. Memes can just go too far. This one actually should be pretty nice with this method, huh? Busido. Busido. How does this one called? I don't think it was white. It's called this one. This one is Sensei. Okay, that. Oh, the beige one. This one. This one is usually really nice with this method of brewing it. It has this like a little bit like peach taste to it and everything. Just a little bit. With this method, you kind of can feel it sometimes even. All right. But I don't need to deal with this ISP shit before I forgot. What the fuck is this stuff? Like imagine you have, I don't know, like some old parents or something. You just got them the phone. They can call like once a month and you can call them. No, they still gonna like put you a fucking internet access on that shit. Especially claiming that, oh, you use the internet from your phone. I mean, I did from Wi-Fi. I never turned it on for 3G or something whatsoever. It's turned off there. I just like turn it somehow on its own, I guess. And we're gonna start charging you every day now. Fucking come on the shit, dude. Hate that. I mean, it's always like sneaky. Like they warned. I use internet, so we turned you some internet on. I went to check through the dashboard. There's kind of like nothing special. The Giga Redeem. Don't care a lot about the random internet points there. Shaken by SMH. Oh no, ask Twitch to do something cool with it. Ask Twitch to add something cool. Not some like, you know, PPG Zoomer shit, but you know, something actually nice. Some like skins for yourself in chat or something. Sure. Make yourself stand out and stuff. Alright, let me see. While we wait, I'm gonna open us something to read. There we go. Let's see. Alright, connected them. Work now or is it dead? Okay, it works good. Then good. 1 moment, I'm just gonna connect. Open this stuff. Play Diablo 4 if I'll be able to get it. I will. I will. I'm still not sure yet. Shit's expensive and shit's actually not really obtainable here. Without you doing some fiesta, so we'll see. Can just go and buy it. Alright, so there's a really interesting one here. It's in Russian, so I'm gonna translate it then. Let it load them. Should be good. Think so. And the bottlenet is a link. Difficult to use. Well, like not the app. The app is easy to use. Some publishers are easy to work with. Let's put it that way. With some games. Hello, New, by the way. How's it going? So we'll see. She doesn't have regional price also, so it's expensive as fuck. And yeah, it's one of those publishers that decided not to sell their shit. Technically. They don't mind if you obtain it, but yeah, you'll need to jump some hoops if you do. Alright, let's go. Whoop. So yeah, this is the article on, so you can't read it anyway, but you know, since we kind of do be getting the reading stuff in, I might as well. I guess there's Google Translate for it. Cute. As expensive as shit everywhere. Well, I mean, as I said, apple for you is €1, right? And here's the kilo of apples, so you can kind of scale, you know, how do you feel €80 and how do we feel €80, you know. Let's put it that way. Like for you, it's 80 apples. For us, is you know, almost 100 kilo of apples, basically. Let's put it that way. Alright, let's see. So this is behind the scenes of the trash game developers. How much can you earn from the trash games? So yeah, they're gonna do like the highlights. No point translating everything anyway. So you all saw some asset flips, cheap clones, a bunch of that stuff. Shitty gameplay, minimal opportunities for the player. Every time I was seeing one of the games like this, I was curious, what's the point? Not about the meme projects that just ride the meme way, but you know, the actual trash. Similar to everything. Tend to be with Bethesda, yeah. You're right. So, a lot of expenses with every game release. $100 for the Steam slot, developing, marketing, and so on and so on. Every release project should at least get your money back. Otherwise, you just go in the deep negatives. So considering the profits that you can approximately calculate with the formula, amount of reviews multiplied by 50 multiplied by 75% of your price minus 30% of Steam fee. That's kind of like very, very approximate, I guess. I mean, kind of though. So the profits from the Garbo project should be minimal. And to get that, even with the odds, is not that simple. So developers of such projects are trying to minimize the expenses to create the games, including just yanking the assets, or promoting the game with not very ethical ways. So I'll tell you about some of the special things that unified the garbage projects, the asset flips. Well, I mean, that we kind of all know. On just getting all the same assets, yanking the same, even sometimes the same screenshots, trailers, etc. The similar mechanics. Oh yeah, some video games, some game development engine stores, the asset stores have the whole mechanics and stuff in them that you can just buy. Just need to add the main menu. As soon as there is some product like this on some marketplace, there's a whole bunch of games on Steam made with that. You're gonna make this 1,000 times worse? Yeah, that's probably where Steam and other stores will need to have some sort of like quality control thing. Or we're gonna get some sort of like Steam green light sort of in a way, I guess. Again, back to it. Back to it. Hey, Sviat. Yes, a horror games template there, for example, and everyone is just using these templates too. You open the pics here, and it kind of shows here. You can kind of see to some extent, I guess. Yeah, so it's like the template from Unreal Engine store for $90. Oh yeah, it has the demo level even there, and then there it goes. I think one of the similar ones with Backrooms horror games actually got kind of successful even. Is the reviews and everything, multiplayer even, damn son. Yeah, now the question how to close this from here. Come on, dude. And just click. Oh, nice. That works. Yeah, from fresh examples, I can tell about the series Backrooms that use popular Unreal Engine Marketplace active horror game template Backrooms environment. Creators said at least about 3 projects that were developed using it as a foundation. Disappointed that people are just literally publishing the demo level without any changes, but I'm not sure if there is something against the law there. Unethical promotion. Some developers and even publishers to get more traffic are just adding all the genres possible in tags that Steam suggests. Looks like it gives you some extra views, but also confuses players. Some projects I saw the same reviews from the same users. So many of those before. We have the whole chains of those, networks of those. Maybe we'll find some later today. They usually like end up in my recommended since I was like digging through it, like a whole bunch of like those asset flips. So now it recommends me some that are relevant, and it's always funny. And it's always funny. Yeah, 1 second. Get rid of this. All right, there we go. There we go. Copy done. Later, I found 4 people that are providing the review services, up to 50 reviews for the game. As you said, have some projects that trying to copy the visual style of some popular franchises like Resident Evil. Yes, Dave, yeah, that is true. Yeah, asset flip is a little cancer term now. Because, I mean, obviously everyone uses assets pretty much. Rarely people don't nowadays, especially. So, yeah, there's nothing bad with that. So you can't really attach it to anyone. All right, from theory to practice. So I decided to get some of that. My experiment during the year, I created 8 games with minimal expenses for development, including the Steam spot to publish. The expenses were 305,000 ruble, which is, well, I mean, we're taking over the year. So let's take actually 70 on average. It was like 60, now it's like 80. So let's take 70. So 5,000 bucks basically. 5,000 bucks expenses. Yes, yeah, there will be about like the keys and everything too. They used to be like the scamas before used to be to make whatever, basically, and then later spread it as much as possible because then people gonna trade the trading cards, right? And the trading cards exchange through Steam is 30% to Gaben, and some percent, I don't remember, like 15 or something, or also 30 or some shit goes to the developer. Maybe even from the Gaben cut, I don't remember exactly. But basically all the trade, yeah, I think all the trade gets like the only 30% cut from Gaben, right? So Gaben also shares some of that with the developer. So the goal was just to like spread the game as much as possible, and then people like start, trading, selling, buying those cards. And that's where you just make a bunch of money. But that I think they kind of like cut somehow. I don't remember. They did something that kind of prevents from that now. The 1 cent from each card, all right. But that doesn't work anymore. That they nerfed already a while ago. I think you can like to get your cards available or get to the marketplace or something. You need to like your game to get somewhere first. Like it's not gonna work for some just like random app on Steam, basically. So yeah, 5 projects used $400. 3 projects used $1,000 each, basically, around that. Most of the expenses were for 3D modules and developer freelancers that were helping to create mechanics for some of the projects. So it doesn't sound like it's like complete, full trash, something super fast, super rushed, but if you already like got some 3D models created, commissioned basically, right? And some assistance from developers also to make mechanics and everything, that means at least it was somewhat, maybe, somewhat not complete trash. Like been worse, There was pretty much no marketing, minimal recommended actions I did them. Some posts on Reddit with a pumped account, sending keys to the gaming content creators, uploading few short clips on TikTok, and working with curators on Steam. All that I did for every project in equal amount, and didn't notice any peaks in the chart, in the wishlisting chart. So like the free promotion, Isotrus. The posts on Reddit were getting around 1,000 upvotes. I'm actually not sure where you would even post nowadays for that. To get that many upvotes, because I think like pretty much all the like somewhat gaming related subreddits, like for promotion of your projects, they just kind of gonna ban you instantly, unless there's like usually some special days where you can, but that's also all kind of like stuck to some specific threads, I think, and stuff. So I'm not sure. But effect was kind of weak. The organic growth is like 10 wish lists every day. After Reddit, you will get 15, 20 for a couple of days. But if you're working for the projects for like a year or longer and post news quite often, then that might actually kind of work. All right. Yeah, that's basically like the chart of the post. Hey, Corsa, hello. Yes, Dave, yeah. But yeah, that's true, Svet, yeah. At least, well, I mean, that's their main money maker, right? They make money not with the game, but with making all those things to the store. So that's, yeah. This stuff crazy fast. No, I mean, I'm not translating like word to word though. Like I still kind of like, if I would be like trying to translate word to word, that would be longer. Hey Rev, I already tried before. I already tried before with the Atomic Hearts article, I think back in the day. But if I kind of like just get the idea what's happening and just kind of like tell it in my words, that's just like faster. That's just faster that way. So we not like go 1-to-1. Just the gist of it. TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Short videos are really good for promoting mobile games. Give me a second. Is this another the glitch lo-fi one? I'm just gonna put dislike on this one. Don't give me this shit anymore. Twitch soundtrack. No. Lo-fi is lo-fi. Don't want your glitchy shit there. I don't understand the appeal, to be honest. Some spooky stuff rather than not even like spooky, but kind of wannabe spooky. Not really chilling, let's put it that way. Yeah, that's true, yeah, that's true. Like the point shop quite often is just nothing crazy. Like I would love to have some like stuff that would be kind of cool to have with like, from the games and like the franchises that you like, and there's like nothing. All right. Sure. So I was trying to check if it's worth using TikTok and YouTube Shorts for for the PC projects. An increase in the wish list. There's a lot of PC and console games enjoyers on those platforms, so I decided that it will be good. But the result was kind of bad. Was a lot of views. Viewers were leaving comments, like liking the video, sharing it, but they didn't want to go outside of the platform. That's what I heard about TikTok, actually. You can get like a shitload of views and stuff, but you try to make people to like, to click on some some partner link or something, and then it never happens. Like I saw some people like crazy numbers. It's like it was like millions of views or some meme shit, and there was like 20 clicks or something. But TikTok tried to make the most fitting for popular themes, trends video. Not sure how you do that though. Like you have the game that you're making, some like turn-based strategy or something, right? And like there is like some PPG challenge trending. Like how do you fit your game into that shit? And you kind of can, I guess. That's quite a lot of effort though. Like to make maybe some like in-game scene related to that challenge or something, maybe. There was only game in the clips. The approximate results were 1-2 successful videos out of 5-7. 80,000 views, 100 commentaries, 4,000 likes. In comparison, other videos on the channel were also gaming, but different games, GTA 5 and BeamNG Drive. They had 2 million views, 600 commentaries, and 170,000 likes. That's insane numbers, actually, I have to say. Well, for, other platforms, I guess. Let's put it that way. With YouTube Shorts, I only experimented for 2 games because TikTok wasn't limited yet in Russia, and there was no point to upload it to YouTube. But the result there was approximately the same. No, actually, the amount of views, comments, and likes is lower there. All right, curators. Most of the curators are abandoned and don't update for a while. I actually need to update mine a little. Been a while. And most of them just posting like reviews, like game is bad or game is good. Well, at least I'm kind of posting something more. Yeah, like very limited amount of symbols there, like what you can type. So it's not like you can put the proper review there anyway. That's why Steam users prefer the proper reviews and don't even look at any curator recommendations, which is kind of true. I think I just try to like, you just click not interested until they just disappear completely, because they just like take space that you need to scroll through. So I just kind of do mine, just kind of, because it's fast and whatever. Kind of helps also to like remember, I guess, which games you kind of had which opinion on, kind of short. So I was kind of doing it, but for a while I already forgot about it. I should return. 11-bit Studios stopped giving the curators any keys because most of the reviews are not doing anything worth for the community. And yeah, there is also the situation that a lot of those curators, they just resell the keys. So it's like you kind of like pump, maybe with bots also, right? Like some curators, then you just request keys for everything as much as possible, sometimes a few of them, because I'm not just curator, we have a team working here. So you just like farm those keys, then you sell those keys. Sending keys to bloggers. Mostly was sending keys on YouTube and Twitch. Some of them have made the review, but more often, people who are making those people who are making reviews, I didn't send them anything, and those were pretty big channels with a big audience. Looks like I didn't create the lists of the mailing lists properly. But the reviews were appearing. It was a lot. It was decent amount of them to see the effect on sales. This time, compared to all aforementioned methods, result was more clear. And on charts, you could see, like after some review from popular blogger, there was a bump on the chart. When you get 5 sales in regular day, after a video, you can expect around 15 for a few days. But one time I got the reverse effect. After the positive review, I got the drop in sales. All right. I see soldiers, I see. Yeah, and that's what also kind of like gonna be interesting with TikTok, because they're gonna try to monetize that stuff, right? They will. I mean, they need to. And that's when we'll see when it will go. Because that would be probably the hardest platform to monetize, in my opinion. Compared to, like, Twitch, YouTube, and everything, right? Because like when the videos are like super short and stuff, like how will you even like shove the advertisement in there? Like the only case I see, well, actually no, it's not even for the platform. It's like for people, right? You can advertise yourself as a person, as a company, as a brand or something, right? You just basically kind of like selling your face there. So you can like work those reputation points without trying to like shove some link in or something. You just kind of like, well, here's my game. There it is, right? That's the name. That's how it looks and everything. And there's like some cool stuff about the game. Well, there is a link somewhere, right? Most of the people just will kind of know already about the game who saw that, and they might like search for it, and maybe they will see it, and oh, it's this one. I'm gonna buy that one. But if you just like try to actually like actively use it as an advertisement platform, I think it's just kind of not gonna cut it there whatsoever. So I'm not sure how they're gonna be selling that shit, how they're gonna be doing it. I heard there were some experiments they want to do, kind of like basically like many other networks, like Twitter basically does now, when if you are not paying, not using the promoted tweets and stuff, and not subscribing, right, then you just not get any like natural, discoverability, basically. Organic traffic is not really reaching you unless you pay. Same did Facebook back in the day. That just kind of, in my opinion, just kills any like quality of content on platform, because actual content is not getting any highlight, any discoverability, and the only one that is getting is the one that is paying. And the content that is paying to be discovered usually is not good content, let's be real, most of the time. So people just kind of like have a reverse effect. They just like kind of like it is right now, right? Like the verified check mark only for people who pay. So everyone is just shitting on them. That's pretty much it, because they pay. So we'll see where TikTok will go with that too, huh? But I think if they will limit the organic discoverability, then the main like benefit of TikTok will be just gone. Oh, 1 second. Moment. Oh, man, I forgot about it. It's also like my mom's gonna be visiting to get the suitcases for the travels. Well, suitcases are here. 1 sec, gonna check if I got everything out of them from last times I traveled. Haven't used those in a while, eh? Probably not gonna for a while too. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna check. Don't think I should, but maybe there's something. Nothing here. Now this one. See. Oh, yeah, this actually has something. Ah. That's where it is. I lost it. That's what that was a dream hack. It was a dream hack, and I completely forgot to take some sort of comb with me or something. So I was like, "Yo, guys, you're going to grab some beer, get me something to comb my hair." So they got me this one, the rare Swedish comb. That's actually nice. That's actually good. Oh, damn, son. There's some clean socks even there that I didn't get out. Easy life. Easy life, easy socks. Now look, back when I was actually going somewhere, being fancy and shit. Cute. The good old times. 1 sec. I think that should be it, probably. I don't think so. All right. Sorry. I just need them to arrive so I can pass it to them. That's gonna be fast though, because I warned them that I'm busy. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right. There we go. Sorry. Sorry. Good. Not muted there. Good. All right. It's even loud. 1 second. It's so loud. I could do this and this and this. All right, this one is probably better. Ooh. To open the balcony properly. All right. On 30 of me from that one, yeah. Okay. The thumbnails and tags. Well, the best actually, it says a way to gain wish lists was tags and thumbnails. You just need one time to properly design your page. And that was adding a lot of wish lists all the time. Kind of not really sure. I mean, you need it for sure though. You need the quality design for the page 100%, but is it actually driving it? Still need it to be found, and that's when Twitch sends them. Like, you need to be displayed to attract them with your design. All right. To set up the tags, developer needs to adjust them so the project will be shown on the pages of as much games as possible, preferably popular ones. In the thumbnail, that will be shown in the search result, the smaller one. Need to make the most noticeable, most contrast, bright, or similar to the thumbnails of other popular games. The usual stuff with like the red color and name and everything is actually helping still. The good old marketing there. In the results of the experiment, yes, 8 simple games there. For each, I spent less than a month of development. The expenses, $5,000. Not all projects were being sold for a year. Some were in the store just for 3 to 5 months at the moment when he was counting. So they weren't participating in all the seasonal sales that are usually the main stimulus for people to buy those. Also the price of the games. So some projects had, well, I would assume it was the global price in general. So that would be like what, 60 cents, 60, 70 cents. And some games had the $3 basically. According to my observations in similar in quality games, the second price actually sells better. All right. All right, so sales of games that were costing me $300, $400. One project, $2,000. Second project, $1,200. Third project, $590. The project was half broken, and I fixed it too late. Fourth project, $835. Fifth project, $9,564. Sales of games that cost me $1,000 each. First project, $2,350. Second project, $3,421. Third project, $6,523. In total, $26,686 or 1,868 ruble. Yeah, the approximate. Oh, it actually calculates with 70 per $1. So like a 1 mil, almost 2 mil actually, after spending 350,000. After publishing the projects, I was frequently approached by the offers to buy keys by bulk. Developers can sell instantly after releasing the game, I guess, not more than 5,000 keys in one package. And wait, not more. I wonder if it's, I guess in general, like you have 5,000 keys limit. You instantly can sell not more than 5,000 keys, and the same amount you will be able to order from Valve after you sell some amount of well, after you achieve some amount of sales. So that's actually limited. I didn't know. The bulk buyers mostly trying to buy all the bulk of keys in one go with 97-98% discount. But in some events, you can get 95%. Holy shit, that's how it works. All right. I wasn't in a rush to sell those keys instantly, so I was selling them with the most beneficial terms. Even though they weren't looking that beneficial first, but selling that amount of keys on your own, I didn't want to do. So mostly I sold stuff with the 95% discount, but I'm gonna calculate with 97 discount because that's the most frequent discount. No, it's not. It's the keys that you request. So like the keys that you sell separate, not the copies that bought on through Steam, but the keys that you sell on other platforms. I would assume keys that you send to people also go into this. So it's like 5,000 limit on the key generation. Well, actually, let's see. There is some stuff here. Let's say about limits. Okay, 1 second. So first, the ready product key. Those keys are for selling outside of Steam. You can activate this key wherever you want. Users will get access to the game only when it will be out on Steam. Insta access. Those keys give insta access to the game even if it's not out yet. Okay, so this is usually what being sent to like content creators and stuff. It's like the beta access thingy. That's what we usually get. Usually you don't need more than 1,000 of those. The automatic one. Now these keys are given to developers. Okay. Well, I guess it's still total though. And there's some other pic here now. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. So do you have like 5,000 total? Like influencers selling on other platforms, selling to bulk people? But yeah, I guess like when you get the trash games, they just sell all 5,000 instantly. So with 97% discount, 8 projects, 5,000 keys each, 40,000 keys total. I was setting the price of the game at the moment when I was selling to $3. So I guess even the cheap ones, he was still putting to $3 just to sell those keys more expensive. Calculating the price with 97% discount, so it's 7.5 ruble, which is 10 cents. So in total, from selling keys, 40,000 multiplied by 7.5, 300,000 ruble. So basically, just from selling keys, he almost got all the money spent on development back. A little shorter. Usually when the sales are dropping below 100, and this is the minimal amount that Steam pays you, all the keys are sold, and you use all 5 cycles of update showing. 5 cycles of showing updates. Oh, so you have like limited amount when the game shows like the update that happened for the game, it's also limited. Interesting. So even that is limited. Well, I guess you get more if your game kind of does well, you get more cycles. And if not, then you have only 5. You use all 5 cycles of showing updates. Developers just dropping the project. Unless it's indie developers with ideals, of course. And sending project in their own bundles with huge discount, hoping that it's going to make at least something there. Or after 30 days, they get 50-90% discount for the projects. Maybe there are some other options, but according to my observations, everything is happening this way. I wasn't really attracted by such options. Maybe if I had 100 projects, like some developers, that would make sense to just like hoard those projects and making your own bundles. But that was just an experiment and not something I will make money for living. So the result of my projects became selling them to some indie publishers that are gathering them for their own bundles. The price for the project, depending on the amount of sales, reviews, and how interested the publisher is. For some games, I managed to get around 100,000. Some games I got around 50,000. So 1,200 and 800 basically. In the end, the amount of money I got from selling my projects was $10,000. So that's already like twice he spent on this. How much did I make in total? Pretty easy to calculate. We just add up all the profits from selling the game, selling the keys, selling the projects in the end. 2,918,000 Russian ruble. So that would be 40,000? Yeah, 40,000 bucks basically. Well, approximate if it takes 70. Now it's a little less. Now it's a little less already. It's like 80 something per dollar. So that would be already less. That would be already less. Like 35,000 basically. Then we subtract 6% tax for individual entrepreneur. Fees that the bank is taking 5%, so 11% fees, 2,597,000. And then taking the initial expenses, 350,000. In total, that was 2,247,000 ruble, which is with current conversion rate is like 28,000 bucks basically of pure profit. Pure profit. Yeah, there they are. One moment. All right, 1 second, just gonna give them the suitcases. But it is a very decent total indeed, eh? Game hello. How we doing? My microphone is about to die from no battery soon, but works still. It's gonna pass the suitcases to parents. I was expecting the main income is selling keys, but apparently, if you do things right, you can actually sell those games, eh? It might look like the project is losing money. The formula that shows approximate is not always right, especially when there is not a lot of reviews and followers in the gaming center. And sometimes you other way around. You have a lot of reviews and followers, but the real profits are lower. Now, 1 second, I just pass it to them. All right, suitcases passed. Very good. Oh, very good. Sorry. All right. It's really hard to earn less than $300 on a Steam game, especially if you use all the free tools that the platform offers you. The cycles of like display, the view cycles. So I guess those cycles are kind of like when you have an update for the game, you just kind of like use that cycle thing, and it kind of boosts the visibility. It shows you in all these like recently updated and stuff, right? Seems like. So you have 5 of those, looks like, initially. Discounts, festivals, and bundles. Considering the time to develop such projects is not more than a week, and expenses are minimal, or there are no expenses. Well, I mean, $100 is minimal anyway, the Steam fee. So developer can have some stable income without even leaving Steam, constantly increasing the income with the selling already released projects. You can make money out of Steam selling the keys, the activation keys. For that, the price for the project is increased up to $200 or $100, and then you just get a bunch of keys that then you just sell with a huge discount to the bulk user, the bulk buyer. Wait, why would they do that though? So you just increase the price for the games like $100 and then sell it with like 95% discount to the bulk buyer, but still, like, why? Why would they buy it then? Make some garbage for like that amount of money. Also, publishers are ready to buy already made projects. You can get around $200, $300 for each release project, and in that case, you will be getting a double the profit from selling keys and from selling the project itself. Oh, so you sell like those 5,000 keys, then you sell it to the publisher. One of the most popular genres and most profitable one for such thing is simulators, strategies, horrors, and different survival games. Out of the least successful, or the ones where it's harder to succeed, platformers and casual games. All right. Now it's interesting that in Steam you can constantly change the name of your developer or publisher for each game, so no one will ever guess who is actually behind the project. So trying to ignore or ruin the karma of some specific developer, just publishing the negative reviews all the time, you just can't do that. They will just change the name for the new projects, and none of the old projects will be connected to them. And players will keep getting debated by buying garbage under the looks of the beautiful projects there. According to my communication with other developers like this, they're turning to this road after a few of their first projects become unsuccessful. They put the big hopes on those, and then because of the lack of experience, those projects were failing. And looking at the other developers that weren't really putting a lot of effort into their projects, but making a huge money on the shit, they also get tempted to do the same. I mean, dude, if you spend, okay, even like if you spend more, 3 times more, like spend $1 million, but you make like $2 million back, that's insane. That is insane. That's a lot of money. Yeah, there it is. 2 diplomas and additional courses to increase your qualification, and the trash game developer on Steam. The classic. The classic. So yeah, it is quite impressive, eh? The minimal you will earn $300. Dude, I don't know, like reading like the game dev subreddit and stuff, like people, quite a lot of people just don't, like, barely do anything. They barely make anything. Hire poor students to code for you and take 80% of the profits. Well, I mean, that's what he did. He got some freelance coders to help with developing stuff. But like, I think the case here also is like he still wasn't like complete, flop, complete asset flip and everything. Like he still spent like $5,000 to get some modals, to get some like assisting with the mechanics coding and everything. So that's why it probably went that good. Most of the times I feel like it's way less, Well, you also spend way less too, right? Probably like the ones that are like complete conveyor approach, they just don't spend shit outside of like $100 for Steam slot, right? And then they just kind of like pump it. I don't know what's the key platform's interest though, just to get those bundles with a shitload of games, but like why? Like all the trading card stuff already doesn't really work, I think. So like what's the point of like buying some bundles with like a shitload of games? What's the point for those? Well, for those bundles, I understand what's the point. Like they have like, I don't know, like you want to flex with some huge numbers on Steam or something, that you have so many games or something. I don't know. I don't get the motivation of those key buyers then. That I don't get. I mean, it's also like 10 cents per key. But I mean, when you get it all 5,000, that's still like $500. That's kind of like, that's money. Like, honestly, if you like sell it that way, like you make something, even like in a month, slowly, right? And you just already get kind of like guaranteed sort of $500 from that, just from selling the keys. That's pretty good already. That's all interesting. That's all interesting. It's maybe kind of encouraging, like how to look at this, not from encouraging to make trash. There'll be plenty of trash. Like I think this niche, like first of all, I don't think the guy is like like opening some Pandora's box there, something super secret. I'm pretty sure like people probably already, like a lot of people probably already knew all this stuff before. A lot of people probably were partaking in that before too. But it's more about the fact that like there's going to be AI and everything involved in this same loop, of things, and that's going to be like complete fiesta then. Like the AI alone can make the system like impossible to do anything with it. Because I mean, there will be so much that it's gonna be just impossible to like get into it. Baffled anyone buys those games? Same. I don't know even. I don't even know. Like I see people like again on like game dev subreddit and stuff like complaining that no one buys their shit, right? When they actually put like years and years into development and stuff, and no one actually buys it later. And that's like pretty common. Like there's a lot of like I like already like read through a bunch, right? Postmortems of games, and there's a lot that make like $2,000 and like they spend like years of development and stuff and like a bunch of money on like assets, artists and everything. And then here you go, like poof, 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 there it is. That is true, Steve. That is true, absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm talking from perspective as someone who actually like had passion for the project, someone who put a lot of time into it and learning stuff. It's still probably gonna be better than just some like random flip that was made in a week or like even a month, probably, right? Like no matter how like professional already the flipper is and everything, it's still probably like someone who put years into like kind of at least on their own polishing the project is still gonna be like better. Mostly, most likely. Not necessarily, but most likely. So yeah, from that perspective. From the perspective of someone who buys, absolutely. That's like what I always said about it too, that people don't see what you see in your projects and stuff usually. They see the product. They see the end product. They see like, the raw information. Like the game, the gameplay, the graphics, the screenshots, the trailer and stuff, right? The numbers of like reviews and stuff. That's what matters for them. Like some crazy like ideas that you had in your head and you actually made them in the game, for example, they probably don't really care about them unless it's like actually something really cool as a feature stated there. They don't give a shit, most likely. And yeah, if they don't see all those years manifesting into something really cool, they don't care. Kind of same like even like with when some particular parts of the game are like good, but some are not, like the Saga of Sins, right? Like, super beautiful. Euronymous boss inspired, graphics amazing, reviews are mixed. Because, graphics amazing, but the gameplay is kind of like mid. Only interesting to people if the actual game is good. Yeah, it's impressive when it's good, and then it's like, oh, it's one person, damn, Pog. Like the one person fact doesn't sell the game. Like I don't like it's cool from like your perspective, right? I made it alone on my own, and you kind of like put it up front, like, dude, this is a game made by one person over like 80 years or something. But yeah, that doesn't mean shit. Like if it's like the Shadows of Doubt, for example, right? Like if it would be all completely broken and garbo, then like I wouldn't care it's made by one person, because I think it is actually, I think, or maybe at least initially it was one person working. Maybe they got more people later, and I mean they have publisher and stuff now too, right? But it was like one person making it. Yeah, yeah. It just like kind of like cloud your judgment. You just kind of like, well, it looks good. Like I was making it for so long, put so much time and effort into it. I learned so much while I was making it, right? I spend so much on like commissions and everything, for example, too. Like they know, like developer knows how much they spend time, they know how much they spend money, right? Effort and everything. They know how much they like lost through that, for example. Like they were like after work in the evening, putting the time, and like like their wife is mad and everything. For example, they like didn't go like fishing with their son, for example, like on the weekends because they were making that game for years, and the son is now like fucking mad and hates them because of that. And they like, dude, I put that on the altar as a sacrifice to make like this beautiful game, so I gonna just like, and it's good, like I like it, I made it, I like it. I asked my friend, he said it's cool. Like I asked my mom, she doesn't know shit, but she said it's cool. So that's $50, brother. Most people won't play past that anyway. For some small game, for sure, I would say. I mean, there's Voyager, for example, right? That I played like a week ago, a bit more than a week ago. It's cool. It's a cool game, very small game. It's like hour and a half. I think I went through everything. It's cheap, $2, I think, basically, €2, and it has like some, I think, basically just kind of like some public domain, copyright-free, lo-fi music, and it has some like nice, like planetary physics things. It has some cool concepts, though, I have to say. Like the gameplay loop and everything, like they made it cool. It's made it nice. But yeah, that one like super good reviews and everything. Probably sold solid. Then it didn't make it out of passion. I mean, I think it's kind of like you maybe started to make it out of passion and everything, right? But then like you kind of want to, you don't want to like sell that passion cheap, I guess. Let's put it that way. And you just kind of like imagine all those like sinks that you had through the process, and you just kind of like, well, I want like to compensate for that a little bit, I guess. And like, I can't sell something like this cheap. It's so good, you know. But yeah, there's also people who just go in for for the money and stuff, and it's kind of like fine, I guess. Like the game dev is, the industry and stuff, but yeah, it's kind of like different. Like one thing when you go for the salary and everything to the company, and another one is if you try to make your own project, because that's kind of uh, like with content creation, for example, right? You could go be like an editor for someone, or be like I don't know, some sort of like writer for someone, and you kind of in content creation, but you like on salary and everything, and it is industry for you because you already work for someone who is kind of like doing this stuff, and you just like have some salary that you get every month and the amount of work that you need to do. And if you do on your own to make the content for yourself from the get-go, that's already like completely different lottery. And going that way for money is already, it's kind of like one thing is to go and play in some orchestra for salary, or and another thing is trying to become like some next, celebrity and like rock star or something. That's also different. Most passion projects don't sell well. Yeah, most likely. Thing is, a lot of passion projects are like what people want to make for themselves, kind of, right? Like it's something they like, it's something they want to play, but that doesn't always translate into something others want to play, first of all, and second, doesn't always translate into something that is easy to market. Let's put it that way too. So it just becomes kind of hard to sell, and it becomes very niche audience also, and that's when you kind of like lose it. And being blinded by passion is a lot, yeah. It is happening quite a lot. So I think like what this one is to take, not to like go and make trash games, but more to kind of put like smaller scope of goals and everything, right? And just try to like do something. Obviously not like complete trash, right? Like put effort into it, make something good, try to make something good, but without obsession of like making it perfect, and then just kind of like ship it, flip it and ship it, and then see what happens. If it works good, iterate on that. If it doesn't work good, make another one, do the same. And like, according to this stuff, you can still, even from something that is not very good, you still kind of, like, for me, it's kind of more like kind of like this reassurance that you at least gonna get somewhere with this, that you can do something with that. You can get something out of it, at least a little bit. So you can do something like for a hobby, for your experiment, and you can at least kind of like get the expenses back and stuff, maybe a little more. Well, I mean, you can find something in the middle, though. You can get a little bit of both, but it's hard. That's hard. Like the more niche you go, the easier it's kind of like to find your audience, but it's also like way less audience and everything too. And then yeah, I guess when you go like too niche and stuff, there's also like situation when people just kind of like might not really vibe with your vision of that niche. Let's put it that way. Like you like did some mixture of mechanics that you thought would be very cool, And you maybe still think, but people kind of don't find it cool. Let's put it that way. But yeah, some people go ham now. Like I got already, there's one publisher, I think it is, maybe developer, I'm not sure. I just checked like a couple of things they sent me to review and stuff on stream and everything, and like I saw them all. That was like they just like pump all different types and flavors of Vampire Survivors, basically, like a shitload of them. Like I think they already sent like 3 to me or something, and that is all in like 2 months frame. They changed them. There's like different, even like different visuals, kinda, different setting and stuff. But it's like it's Vampire Survivors, dude. Again, and they just keep pumping. At first was even like, oh, they like just saw like the title, right? Like, oh, some like Vampire Survivors, like maybe I'll be like in the mood for some and I can play it. Then I see like another one arrived, another one arrived. I checked, I'm like, all right, maybe not. And I'll just go back, play like 20 minutes till dawn again or something. If I will be in that mood, eh? And that's also like what's the interesting part here again is like the platformers, like for platformers that they suck to make as a starting indie developer. That I heard from game devs who try to make passion project. That I heard now from game devs who try to make garbage projects. Don't go platformers. Like platformers don't go well. It's really high. And well, Saga of Sins, for example, right? Production value, amazing visuals and stuff. Platforming is like nothing new. Like it's not bad, right? It's okay. Like the movement is fine, the combat is fine. Kind of like for me as not platforming enjoyer, that was like average platformer, nothing crazy. So some ideas kind of new. No pog, no dance game. Somewhere in the middle. But for many people, middle nowadays is already like nope. There's like so much. Why would they resort to middle when I can get like some like Hollow Knight, Ori, stuff like this? I mean, those people already played, but I'm pretty sure there's like solid amount of those every. Like there's like Pizza Tower, for example, right? Was really popular lately. Like with platformers, you really need to just like explode. You need to make something like really cool to go somewhere with platformers, and that just kind of also confirms that even for garbage games, platforming is just not cutting it. So yeah, that kind of also like horrors, horrors. Like watching that video of quickly making like the PS1 graphics and everything, that's still kind of like that got in my head. Like eventually, maybe I'll try. Eventually, maybe I'll try. The little horror from the person who is like not getting horrors. Let's put it that way. Yes, okay. I haven't seen. I've only seen like trailers on Steam basically, but yeah, I see everyone's like enjoying it a lot. Everyone is super into it, and like, all right. I don't know why, like style or like gameplay, probably combination, right? Yeah, they'll play it. Yeah, yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. Also true. And that's I think the thing. Like the dude also said that like he was sending the keys to review, right? And like some people did reviews, but then he got like just a bunch of like pretty big YouTubers and content creators to review his stuff without him even sending anything. And he makes a trash game, making trash games. Like, can you like will you go and download and review some like I don't know like well I mean Hentai Pussy 4 or something you can't even on Twitch, right? But let's say like Hentai Pussy but without hentai. No, and without Pussy too, I guess that's also not allowed, right? Like some like little garbage trash game. Like why would you go and play it consciously? Like so it's probably like some memes there. So it's either like most likely I would say it's horror. Like I think horror is something where like no matter what you make, I think it's gonna like someone's gonna be happy to play that stuff. Because there's probably a lot of people like Ella who just gonna be like monitoring like the horror category and just playing pretty much everything. And they say what else? Simulators, strategies, horrors, and survival games. Survival games actually may be even better because like remember there was I forgot the name, but I was like checking like some discovery queue right on Steam, and there was like it literally was like Rust. The interface, like graphics, everything was Rust, but it was something else, also early access. It has like a shitload of reviews. Like, dude, why? But there it is. People like that too. Strategy you're confused by? I think it might be just the people are so like starved for that stuff and they just get everything but like if it's complete garbage, then people probably wouldn't get that, in my opinion. But it might be just the people are so like starved and discoverability there may be so good because there's not a lot of competition that you just kind of even trash can fly. But I would assume, yeah, that people playing strategies and turn-based games, they're a little more exquisite, right? They're gonna be like looking into that stuff a little better. Like, oh, is it another asset flip and stuff? Whether they find a strategy? True, that also depends. That also depends. Because survival and horror seems like this shit. Ignatus, hello. Like, if you want to do something like that, that seems like that's the shit, basically. And then you also get picked up by some content creators and stuff. Easily. Fountain of Youth, no, it was something else. That was something else. Fountain of Youth also kind of out there, but I think that one is a little better. There was just like some random one. Like, I haven't heard about it before. It was looking pretty bad, right? It was early access, like very early access too. And a lot of reviews and stuff. So like, I'm not sure. Well, let's go to our game show and maybe we'll see some specimens on Steam. To kind of dissect a little. Wait, the takeaway for everyone, I think, like getting into the making trash games, like it's good money, seems like, right? But I have a feeling like the AI and stuff will legit just make it like not even worth getting into. But using it as a kind of motivation to maybe try it like on a higher quality level, but like as a hobby, without kind of like fear that you can completely gonna flop. Not even from money perspective, right? Like let's look at this not from the perspective of like money, right? Like not the numbers of money, like 2 million, right? For example. But we just kind of like divide by the price of the game, and we get like how much it's gonna be. For example, like around 1,000 people who played, not even taking into account the keys that were sold, right? But like on Steam, who bought the game, that was like 1,000 people who played those games. And that means that you have a good chance for your game to be found by a bunch of people to, to see what you wanted them to see, to try your project, to maybe enjoy your project. And that's good. That just means that there's good chances, even for something from hobby and everything, to actually reach the audience. Not even like make money and stuff, but reach the audience,